Hi, Snowlight. Let me do my intro first, okay? Because I just got home from church, so still a bit all over the place. Anyway, cześć, siema, jak leci, Adi here. Sunday morning, Sunday Russian breakfast. And it's Canadian again. For a minute, I considered doing the American 2021 menu, I think fall spaghetti with beef. But I don't know, just feel like this a bit more, knowing that there should be 3-1 coffee in this, and also that our dessert today will be sliced peaches, which I absolutely adore. So, yep, as the title says, and as you can see on the screen, it's Telltale brown bag lunch menu. Canadian IMPs or individual meal packs used to be, I think they had like 8 menus of breakfasts and then another 16 menus of lunch/dinner. But from what I heard, this year or the next year they are phasing that out. They're moving just to 20-something menus of just rations, not dividing them into breakfast and non-breakfast food. So we'll see if we'll manage to get one of those eventually. This is, as you can see, IMP 20, so that's production year 2020, menu 16, and on the back you have the nutrition information for the main, which is spaghetti and meatballs, and sliced peaches, which is our fruit dessert. Meatballs being beef meatballs, actually, so there's that. Okay, let's get inside and see if I can remember how to open this pack. You tear the thing off, and then there's like a ziplock here. Yeah, I'm getting better at that. Okay, first off, Reese steaks, candy, crispy wafers, and Reese peanut butter. Okay, so I got the peanut butter wafer. Cool. Never had one of those, so this will be fun. I actually grew to love peanut butter over time. Again, we got jerky, barbecue beef jerky. I don't know if my teeth can handle that, but this flavor-wise, it's nice. And this is our dessert, sliced peaches, packed on January 24th, 2020. I just love the 5-digit date code. Then there's the pouch of main, hefty, spaghetti and meatballs, packed on the 100th day of 2020. Yeah, 100th day, so that would be like early April, so already during COVID times. Production was still ongoing. This is like 285 gram pack. Okay, and 165 gram of peaches in sugar syrup. Next up, hamburger bun or pain hamburger. We know from French pain means bread, but always amusing. A napkin, huge napkin. Beverage bag, nice for gasset so it can stand on its own. And all sorts of tiny little thingies. There's more. Yep, that's all by now. Finally. As I said, 3-in-1 Nescafe coffee, sweet and creamy, my favorite kind. We got some peanut butter and strawberry jam. Confiture de fraises. 2 sports drinks, both grape flavored. Not my favorite. I think it's the same flavor we had last time. so that's getting a bit boring. Tabasco, some matches, cardboard one made in USA, I believe. Yep, made in Ontario. No, Ontario, that's in Canada. Pembroke ON. What's the American state with ON? I have no idea. Napkin, like, you know, press towel, and then some Tic Tacs in lieu of chewing gum. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to boil the spaghetti in my pot, in my kettle, in a minute. So let's start with making some coffee. So I have space in the kettle for the main. Come on, this side. Usually you can open them from both ends. Ah, no. There you go. Just your usual 3-in-1 Nescafe civilian mix you can grab off the shelf at your local store. And with that done, I can fit the main pouch into the kettle, put that to the boil again, and this should be nice and hot. So I do believe Canadians do get FRHs, flameless Russian heaters. They just distribute it separately, so they never make it to the resale market. But heating the ready to eat meal pouch in a kettle is certainly a legit way of doing that. If you were having this ration for your, I don't know, office lunch, or if you pack it to travel and you stay in the hotel, you can either do this, which is like a year-round method of warming up. Just remember, don't drink the leftover water after, because it will be laced with all sorts of, you know, ink and stuff from the pouch. Or if it's winter, you can just pop it on the radiator for a couple hours, at least an hour, on the high setting, and it will warm right through. The pouch is actually lined with aluminum, just a metal, so it will store the heat and put it through into your main. That's dessert. Let's do the drink next. 2 grape sports drinks. It's always the same flavor. That's like, on one hand you would appreciate having a bit more variety. Like, they give you 2, they could mix them up, like do grape and ice or something. But then, you know what? Fuck it. Not using a beverage bag. Reason why there might be 2 of those same water bottle. This is about 600 ml, so it's not completely full. Let's say it's half a liter, 500 ml of water. So just about the right amount for 2 of these. So when you have 2 of the same flavor, you can just get the powder nice and low. Pour them both into your water bottle. And yeah, not use the beverage bag, but have it's something a bit more stable, maybe a bit more comfortable to use. Something that you don't have to, you know, technically you should finish the drinks within a couple hours from making. But in a stand too long isn't good. That's the kettle boiling again, the main. Just bring it to the boil, leave it. It'll be right nice and hot throughout. Yep, pour the powder in, shake. And you have water bottle full of sports drink. There's some undissolved sugar on the bottom still, so I'll let it sit for a minute, then put it in the glass so you can see the color. Tray. Here's my tray. Main will come here, so let's do peaches first. Sliced peaches. I think if I were to choose between sliced peaches and fruit cocktail, I would choose peaches, mainly because fruit cocktail has pears in them, and there are times when I like pears, and there are times where the texture, like the stringiness of pear, is just absolutely unappealing to me. I don't want to say disgusting, but it's just something I can't get over. Peaches though, peaches are always lovely. Nice, ripe, soft, sweet. Funnily enough, there are times when I struggle to eat fresh peaches. I think the problem is with the little hairs on the skin. They just throw me off completely. So yeah. Sweet. Let's put it to the side. Hamburger bun. Technically, if you warm up your main in a pot of boiling water, you can drop your bread in as well. So it will be softer and even nicer. Nice, warm, soft bread. Pre-sliced. Not all the way through, but pre-sliced. Not much you can do with those actually. You always end up with peanut butter and strawberry jam. I don't think because American rations usually have strawberry or grape jam or jelly. Have I ever seen any other flavor in Canadian ones? That's the question. Not sure. Really not sure. Okay, this. Nope. I need the knife. Can't tear it open clearly. So, a little bit of peanut butter on the bread. Not all of it, I will just finish it later. Okay, you can see the coffee. Peanut butter is awesome. And as always, you may wonder why they include peanut butter. There's so many people allergic to it. Peanut butter basically doesn't spoil, and it's very calorie dense. It's very rich in nutrition. It's very rich in nutrition. I can't speak today. I don't know why. It's been a long week, probably maybe because of that. But yeah, barbecue beef jerky. It's already. Okay, now I'm confused because the Great Canadian Meat Company and gives again the ON area code, like state code, so that will be Ontario, Canada. I'm confused. Okay, I will need a little bit of knife to help open this pack. Just don't have strength to, you know, tear it open. It's got very solid vacuum seal and an oxygen absorber inside as well. So you know, even if you get this years later, that the jerky will be fine to eat. I mean, unless the vacuum seal breaks completely. I just wish I was a bit better at opening this kind of pack. And again, jerky, so preserved food that won't spoil for a long time, but that will provide you with a lot of nutrition, you know, a lot of protein. It's also, okay, we're getting there. It also requires quite a bit of chewing to get through, so it keeps your mouth occupied. It helps your belly feel full, because if we're chewing for so long, surely you must have eaten a lot. That's the bag just decompressing from the vacuum. So we got 50-gram portion of jerky here, if you're curious. It's 150 calories, 1 gram of fat, 17 gram of carbohydrates, and math doesn't add up. I can't math today. It says, I think, 18 gram of protein. I don't know. I can't math the math, so lots of protein, some carbohydrates or sugars, which is good. And then wrist sticks. I do like some wrist cups. Again, same as with the 3-in-1 coffee. This is just a civilian product. A little bit of morale boost, I imagine. And the chocolate on the sticks is a bit bloomed. It doesn't mean they're bad, it just means that sometime between production and now they were exposed to temperature and the fat in the chocolate separated, traveled to the surface and re-solidified there. All the other tiny little stuff that's included. I won't be doing the napkin again because you saw it very many times, and actually want to save it in case I may need it. But still, it's a very nice cloth-like napkin that expands super big with just a little bit of water. Okay, that being said, okay, drink first. Drink first. Yeah, my butter is very weird and leaky at the seal. No idea why. There you go. Grape flavored sports drink. And now for the main. You can see the spoon is quite long, so you can just reach all the way to the bottom. But we put it out on the tray. The pouch is very hot, so hopefully the contents will be hot as well. Oh yeah, I love the smell. Isn't this just lovely? Like, yeah, I know it's nothing to write home about. It's just simple comfort food, but sometimes simple comfort food um, is just what you need to keep going, just what you need to, you know, operate to survive. It's steaming hot. I love it. I love it. So, cheers, and we'll dig right into the main first. Still not a fan of grape drink. Not even sure if it really tastes like grape. It's just some sort of fruity flavor. Main. As you can see, we got quite a few of tiny little meatballs. There's pasta too, and lovely, lovely flowing tomato sauce. I want to try pasta on its own first, just to see if it's overcooked or not. Main scoring point. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my. Um. So pasta is not really al dente the way you would cook normal pasta. There's bite to it, but bit different kind of bite. But it's not mushy at all. You can bite through it. Very nice. The flavor is there. It's tomato. There's herbs in it. Very, very nice. And let's try meatball. It's not exactly a ball, like it's like a chunk. um, if you ever had meatballs in tomato sauce, store bought in a jar or in a can, they kind of, you had them one, you had them all, kind of food. So again, this is the same kind of thing. Um, it's not like super inventive. It's not super elevated kind of food, but it's so. I want to try to show you the middle, the inside of that meatball. If my camera can focus on that. No, no, maybe yes, please. Um, here, focus here. No, no cooperation. But it's such a familiar flavor. It's very, very comforting. The meatballs are not pure beef. There's, I believe, breadcrumbs, stuff like that. Extra filling to keep it all together. So they're quite dense. But with the pasta and everything, it just works beautifully. Mm. I could just wrap that here, skip the rest of the stuff because this is gorgeous. This mine. This is simple food done right. For being ready-made, the sauce is surprisingly complex. It's got like layers. Um, there's some paprika in the herbs. Tomato, it's a bit sweet but also savory. Mm. Um, I really have no complaints about this one. It doesn't happen often. Um, but yep, no complaints. Uh, I have meatballs in marinara sauce in my chest from the American Rations. I believe we saw that one on the stream, so I won't be doing that again. But this is the reason I do that, because some menus, simple ones, not all of them. Sometimes the simple ones are kinda ugh, but sometimes they're just done right, and this is worth going back for. So, PB&J. Mm. Yum. Jam is very sweet. A bit too sweet for me actually, but again, you can balance it out with the peanut butter. And some people just like the jam very sweet. And then if you have leftover bun, you can just scoop up the sauce with it. Happy food dance, because compared to American bread, which is extremely drying, like it sucks out all the moisture from your mouth and you just need to drink. This one doesn't. Yeah, it's still quite dense, quite dry, but not to that point. And then you can just, it will just soak in all the sauce. You can then go and do yourself a little bit of sandwich with, the meatballs. Okay, that's what I'm doing, the second half of the bread, because God, I kind of wish I didn't put peanut butter and jelly on this, because this kind of meatball sandwich you could make, jeez, so delicious. The flavors just work together. Hello, Eric. Yes, this looks good and this tastes fucking good. The meatballs and the bun just working perfect together. Cheers. I think it's been quite a long while since I had no complaints about the Ration. So I will have complaints about the jerky because it's fucking dry. But again, there's a purpose to that. Give me a minute, please. Yeah, it's very dry. But again, it's preservation method, so you can keep it for longer. And then keeps you busy while you chew through that. Flavor-wise, it's very nice. Bit sweet, bit spicy. Kind of smoky. But also compared like to the chicken one from the German Ration, the pieces are small enough or like thin enough that you can actually got some kind of focus issues today. There's small and thin enough that you can bite into them without breaking your teeth. I think I had nicer jerky overall, but compared to like them teriyaki sticks or something with processed meat, this is the way to go. And as usual, you get Tabasco sauce. You can add to your main, but this absolutely doesn't need it. If you want some kick, some acidic vinegary kick, yeah, go on, be my guest. I absolutely love it the way it is. I'm going to be big, as you can see, we get two desserts. We get sweet dessert and then we get fruit. I'm going to do an NOT and try the Reese's stick first, which is wafer stick layered with Reese's peanut butter. Mmm. So the wafer itself, it's a bit fluffier or lighter than what I'm used to. But flavor-wise, this is a very nice combo. You get sweet chocolate, and the peanut butter filling is a bit salty. So you get that sweet salty combo. It's very nice. It's still fresh, so you get crunch from the waffle. I really have no complaints about this ration. Nuts or butter. The wafer or the one on the bun, because just it's peanut butter. And Eric, I eat them because I want to. It's fun for me to explore. Sometimes new cuisine from different country, but sometimes, okay, this is simple, like wafer. Probably same idea, just different wrapper. But this is spaghetti meatballs. Is simple. Sometimes you end up with a main that's completely foreign to you. So for me, it's a way to practice getting over my texture and sensory issues sometimes, you know, doing a brave and diving into food that I may not try otherwise. So dessert, as I said, I love peaches, syrup, sweet, ripe, soft. Yeah. If I stay here any longer, I might start making indecent sounds because truly, this Russian I get no complaints. And if I find a local seller that charges a bit less than they do currently, I'm grabbing another one. They're just perfect peach. Yeah, this is sometimes it's a bit pricey hobby. I'm not doing the napkin thingies and I just don't. I kind of wanna save it for another time because it's awesome and good for travel. Like if I go hiking or something. And since I add water to it, it will always be nice and wet. Unlike the wet towel, sometimes add. No, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, Eric. Rations can sometimes get a bit pricey. I think for this one I paid 50 zloty, so like 10 quid more or less. Sometimes you can find them cheaper, sometimes they're more expensive. I started doing rations because if you go for a whole day walk somewhere, they're nice thing to have in your backpack. They weigh about a pound or so, and if you have water with you, you have food for a normal human being about half a day, because it's about 1300 calories for the whole thing. And then I started, decided to share with people, and again, just trying to get over myself sometimes. So if you have access to stuff like this, I think it's always nice to try something. Even if you don't end up loving it, because there are Russians that I didn't love or didn't enjoy even. Just trying. Taking that one step is sometimes enough to discover, okay, it's not that bad. Maybe I will like that eventually. So, cheers. It's my 3-1 coffee. I'm getting old, guys. I start enjoying my coffee. Oh, that's a good coffee too. American MREs, yes, I actually started with those. They're almost the easiest one to find here. Like Polish ones, obviously, are the easiest than American ones. The prices went up recently, like last 2 years or so. And but when I can find them, I do grab them. One reason I like Canadian ones better is the included fruit portion. There's always some sort of fruit dessert, be it fruit in syrup, like fruit cocktail, peaches, or something like that. American ones, if they include fruit, which they do now more often than before, it's either fruit puree or applesauce, or dried fruit. I kind of prefer this kind of, you know, fruitiness in my meal. Plus, Canadians get the bread, so there's that. Yeah, all in all, I think this Russian was kinda low-key awesome. When I grabbed it, I grabbed 3 from the cellar. The pizza pasta we had 2 weeks ago. This one, and I believe, let me check. And the last one is smoked meat with mustard sauce. It will come eventually. So, I was looking what the seller had. I had to account for the shipping. Decided getting 3 instead of 2 would be a bit smarter shipping wise. So I took 2 interesting ones and decided, spaghetti meatballs, can't really fuck it up. And I'm really glad I got it because this is top notch menu. Like, I have no complaints to the components. It's nice combo of flavors. And if this was my meal for the day, I would be happy with it. Actually, happy. American Russians do get dessert, just not the fruity kind. Usually some sort of candy and or cookie. Like the other Russian considered for today, American MRE number 4, I believe, spaghetti with beef. They got choc chip Pop Tart included. And sorry, I closed my browser. I can't give you the combo now, but yeah, I know I kind of prefer having some actual real fruit instead of having fiber added into the mains, which Americans I know do. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm going to finish this off stream over the day because that much at one sitting is too much for me. I'm not a competitive eater, guys. But this was a look into Canadian 2020 IMP, individual meal pack, menu 16 spaghetti and meatballs. If you can get your hands on one of these, try it, why not? Again, spaghetti and meatballs, it's the same familiar flavor you would get from any other canned or jarred meatballs in tomato sauce, okay? There's nothing spectacular or mind-blowing here. But this is simple food done right. A comforting flavor with peaches for your dessert. That's basically homemade, home style dinner. Yeah. thank you for joining me. Thank you for chatting to me. It's way more fun when I can talk to someone. Even if this particular Russian wasn't too much of a challenge for me to get into. And just for that, I think I might have challenged myself next week. I know I promised you the Dutch Russian for this month, and that's something we may probably finally dive into. Dutch Russian with energy pack, which is like the biggest Russian used these days. Whereas regular 24-hour rations score about 4,000 calories. This one plus energy pack is like 6,000 calories. So for normal human person, it's 3 days worth of nutrition. And we may dive into that next week. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice Sunday. Have a nice next week. And I see you when I see you. Adi out. Bye-bye.